So this show's not in. This is not in the show notes, and this is just something that came in right away. But look, there are a lot of people who are right now upset as hell with the people cheering for Charlie Kirk's assassination. And again, I condemn it. I don't like it. Look, I could disagree with somebody. Here's the list of the following people Kit will cheer for, knowing that they have been deceased. All right. First name Adolf, last name Hitler. Well, I'm pretty sure we all can agree. Like, yay, he's gone. Kublai Khan. Yes, I'm not a fan of him. No, not a fan of Kublai Khan. But Kit, these people are dead. That's right. Arminius, that bastard from Germania.
Don't forget Caligula.
You know what? Caligula's a saint, okay? He went after the rich. He did not hurt the people of Rome. He only went after the senatorial elite. And he did good his first year. But when he got hit with that lead poisoning, that's when things went downhill, okay? That's when things went down. Commodus, there you go. So those are the people who I will cheer for. And if I see anyone cheer for the death of Aurelian, you are permanently banned. All right. When he died, that's when the timeline went to crap. Anyways, but look, there are people right now that are being called out and being confronted. And Asmongold dropped a video calling out industry leftists and wants to hold them accountable. Now, the thing is, on the one hand, okay, I see what he's trying to say here. And this is a retweet also from Legal Mindset, who, by the way, again, guys, check out his work. He's been one of the leading people calling out these criminal nuisance streamers, as well as been doing a lot of other great work. I actually watch his content. I think he does a great job. I think I even introduced Daniel to his show too, or was it you who introduced his content to me?
Who's Legal Mindset?
Yeah.
I think I introduced you.
Yeah, because you were saying like you were following the Johnny Somali thing and say, hey, this guy's breaking it down. That's right. That's how I remember it. Okay, sorry about that. So Legal Mindset is reading this. Asmongold doesn't know how right he is. This is literally a legal silver bullet that can completely purge and transform corporate America, but it must be applied very carefully. And key words, very carefully here, because as soon as you start censoring people, things go bad. But let me pull up this video here from Asmongold, all right? Because I watched it, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this too.
One of these companies and you have a person like this doing it, make sure to talk to HR and let them know how uncomfortable you feel that there's a person who's working at your company who might want to advocate to have you killed because you disagree with them. Tell them that it makes you afraid to come into work. Tell them that, you don't know, maybe you're going to file a lawsuit. You feel unsafe at your workplace. And honestly, here's the important thing. You should feel unsafe, because these people would justify violence against anybody who disagrees with them. And just because you think you know them doesn't mean they wouldn't do the exact same thing to you. And this is them. This is the game that they're making right here. And you can see that they've made no statement about this. Now, let me ask you a very simple question. If these people made a degrading comment towards the trans community, for example, or towards the Black community, for example, do you think Sucker Punch would have immediately fired them and made a statement? I think so, absolutely. But for some reason, these people are protected. And the reason why they're protected is because there's a lot of other ones at the company that feel the exact same way that they do. That's the only logical reason that I have. And I think that at a certain point, Sony or somebody needs to step in. Whoever owns this company needs to step in and root out this disease before it kills the entire company, because I do think that it will have a tremendously negative effect on the game.
Yeah. All right. So Dan, what are your thoughts, man? Just want to pull that up here.
So this sort of gets back to what I was saying in the first segment, that like I know people like, it's very funny to watch everyone's like how people are perceived politically, but Asmon's always struck me as a pragmatist that doesn't really have a strong political affiliation. So again, it's like when you lose people like Asmon to one side or not of the argument, that's much more a commentary on the strength of the arguments, because he seems to go where he doesn't. You kind of get what I'm saying, but it's not a good position to be in where we have so many people having such a consistent viewpoint. And I know here's a video he did recently as well when he was talking about the response to all this. he put it a very specific way that it was like, it's not a good thing when people are just coming out and saying, yeah, we should cancel people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I feel like I'm watching a system change happen. Like he would say a patch note just happened and now everyone's responding a little differently.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what I got from this, is that Asmon is now the person who represented, hey, we shouldn't be canceling people. He's like, okay, this is his line that he feels has been crossed about this.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It makes sense. Again, it's not that I don't understand it. It's just I don't like the ubiquity of the talking points that are happening all across social media right now. Again, it's not a good position to be in, to cheer on the death of someone, period.
Yeah.
In that context. And again, like Kit let out some exceptions, but like those are exceptions everyone's agreed on. The problem is, like I said, you can like Charlie Kirk or hate him, and there's a lot of reasons, depending on your perspective, to have both. But
Yeah.
it's a really bad idea, as someone who is a talking head that does news, to ever call out in any way supporting someone that's a talking head that does news getting shot because people don't agree with him.
Yep. And again, I had to switch to Kick. YouTube is broken with all its ads for itself again. LOL. Yeah. Again,
Go join Kick.
Yeah. Hey, well, hey, and by the way, help us grow on Kick so we get that multi-million-dollar Kick deal. There you go. We'll be streaming for 8 hours. Watch me and Daniel go crazy for 8 hours. But there's a little bit more. There's a little bit more to this, because look, I do understand where Asmongold is coming from this, and Legal Mindset is correct here as well, because there are some problems on social media. Okay. Now, I am not for canceling. I am not for censorship. Well, is there accountability? Yeah, there is going to be accountability. Okay. I'm all for left or right wing programs to be on gaming channels, etc. But when you start adding into the propaganda fight, or is it at the clear online mental illness space of parasocial relations, where you're saying, well, I don't like this person, so they got to go. That's where a line is crossed. And there's been people of a lot of influence, of power, who have gone away with a lot. So first, before we're going to talk about probably who, Jank's nephew, I do want to show about some accountability here. And this is where there is some severe, again, problems, because when you go online, the internet is forever. Now, this is one person on liberal TikTok. Just one, but there are many others, because I have one person saying, hey, Kit, check all of this out. I have a headhunter out there. I have a real headhunter who will give me liberals melting down. This person lost their job because they were celebrating the deaths of Charlie Kirk.
Fired from my fucking job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my fucking job. I was just fired from my fucking job! Now I have nothing but this! I have nothing but this website! I have nothing anymore! I have nothing! I have nothing anymore! I have nothing anymore! I have nothing anymore! I have nothing anymore! Ah! 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 Ah!
Okay, I got a few things to say.
We're in Black Mirror. We're in the Black Mirror timeline, Daniel. And you know what? Just before, I'm sorry to cut you off, brother.
No problem.
But I remember at your old place way back in 2017, you're like, hey, Kit, you should check out this TV series. It's called Black Mirror. Why? Why did you do this?
My bad.
Right, go ahead.
Okay, so this reminds me of the Shoe on the Head video that she did like a couple years ago, which is like, hey, don't post your own L's.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not a good move. And so having a crash out about getting fired because you couldn't take responsibility for the cost of your own free speech is not a good look. Ironically, the fact that we're posting this on YouTube means that we're making more money from it than he did posting. One of the reasons we don't post on TikTok is, well, there's a couple of reasons, but one is you don't make any money on TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's just we don't have time and a lot of different. But yeah, it's like when I was saying earlier. So if you put everything I'm kind of saying together from all the segments, that person could decide to go after someone on their own and would succeed if they had some practice. Like, there are not a lot of mentally well people in the country right now for a litany of different reasons.
Yeah.
You have, and again, just if you just take it alone, just people that I don't if you have a Venn diagram and the Venn diagram says people that are mentally well, I would say on the other hand, screaming on TikTok that you got fired as you're turning beet red and kicking a wall.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put you in the mentally stable Venn diagram. I'd put you on the other side. In fact, I think that description I gave of that category would put you on the other side of that Venn diagram. And yeah, it's like, what did you think was, and this is the problem. People get so tunnel visioned on either specific issues or specific stuff in their life that they tie everything in the world that happens around them to that thing that they're hyper focused on. All it's doing is telling me that you're hyper focused on something.
Yeah.
And that you're not able to accept that the world is hundreds or thousands of different stories happening at the same time. There's no one story. There's no one truth. There are many truths happening at once, and many people can only see one truth at a moment, especially when they're emotionally heightened. And people that do that, and we've experienced this, tend to have this doubling down effect where they can't accept that they're wrong, so they make a really stupid decision in line with their other stupid decisions.
Exactly.
By the way, this is literally why everyone hates Destiny. He has the potential of doing good, hypothetically, but he's so emotionally... The emotional state of Destiny is so much worse than any positive he could bring. He has no control over himself, and therefore he can only do bad things. People that don't have the ability or the strength or the discipline to hold themselves together in trying times make terrible decisions as a rule.
Yeah. And you know something, folks, I mean, it's important to have a clear head. And if you get in this space, remember, like, look, I've had my moments of like, wow, this is really sad. I mean, like, look, you know, we've been through a lot these last 8 years, and these last 8 months have been very challenging indeed. And it's always important to be calm, cool, and collective. I mean, doing a show 5 days a week, I mean, yeah, there are moments where I'm like, do I want to, you know, but I love what I do here. All right. I love what I do here, and I love what I do here. And look, I want to pull up this tweet here too. This is from Jimmy Dore. Okay. Good friend of the show, Jimmy, who's, you know, who's one of the few people that I, you know, really could say like he has been consistent. And I have nothing but respect for him because he's helped us out way back in the day. And you know something, I got nothing but love for Jimmy. All right. So there you go. Shout out to Jimmy Dore. And thank you for having me on the show again the other 2 weeks ago. Why should we love our enemies? The first reason is fairly obvious. Returning hate for hate multiplies hate, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Hate multiplies hate. Violence multiplies violence. Martin Luther King, retweeted from Jimmy Dore. But also, look, again, what Asmongold was bringing up here too. This is a little bit of a collage of stuff because I keep warning about this, Daniel, and you from 2021. I think it's fair enough is when I really started bringing this up to you. You had a different perspective, but more or less you were agreeing with where we were going, which is that sooner or later there's going to be a crackdown and there's going to be a point of no return where all this action and, you know, everyone calling to be the next leader or calling for more violence or anything like that, it was going to blow up in people's faces. Correct?
Yeah, I think that right now, I think there's gonna be a response to this because again, Charlie, it doesn't really matter what our opinions on him. The point is that everyone on the right, or the people that were talking heads, people that can currently make a message, all of them really liked Kirk. And it's, again, there is no, like, I would love to have like some equivalent, but on the left, there's such a division. There's so many camps of people. There is no equivalent person to Kirk that I can point to. That like everyone generally likes and agrees with. On the left.
Yep. And so, like, look, we just gotta take care of each other out here, folks. But all right, look, here's Jenk's nephew.
I'm sick and tired of it. Left wingers.
Wait, I want to be clear on this here too, YouTube. This is Hassan Piker saying this for a newsworthy event. This is not us or Harlan's media encouraging or saying anything of that nature. Just want to get in front of that.
I just want to throw out there. So, I was gone the last 2 years, and everyone kind of knows that story of why that's happening. I only made a point of making like 3 predictions that entire time. One of them I said on the election. I said whoever loses is going to lose their mind. That seems to have played out. I also said that Trump's going to do everything he can to de-escalate Russia, and we're going to have some strike on Iran. That's exactly what happened. And actually, the 4th thing, the only other thing that I said that entire time was when I called in and said, Hassan is going to destroy the movement he claims to fight, just because he's such a narcissist.
Yeah.
And he makes it about him. And now look what happened. Look at what has happened since I made that prediction. Again, it's not the people that have made their mind. It's the people that care the least about the topic of the people that are the most important to win on your side, because they're generally the people that decide the outcome of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And those people are now all associating Gaza with Hassan. And it's everything I said would happen. And it's like, thanks, Hassan. By making it all about yourself, you made it all about yourself.
Exactly.
Liberals, you need to be fucking showing your opponent's guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage. What the fuck is this shit, man? Slice them up. Slice them and fucking dice them. What the fuck is this? You cannot have a bigger fucking layup. You could not have had a bigger fucking layup than a horrible candidate like Herschel Walker. Sure, he was prepared very well. And Herschel Walker actually had a good
thing we do need to make sure we do.
Oh, this genius.
Happy
Gooning in pork.
birthday.
No, whoa. It's copyright music.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
We got
yeah.
What's wrong? But anyways, no, this
The
is the guy
biggest
who's
mistake
caught
I've
gooning.
made so far.
Yes. And also again, like, this is the same guy too who's caught gooning in 4K.
keep attracting
Yeah.
younger viewers that, grow up on TikTok, when they're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, even though they shouldn't be.
3. It's like all here. Now this guy is down. He's dead. These guys are like
and fatally wounded.
they're not even running. They're not even like cowering and running away and screaming in fear. There's like, okay, well, they did it. We got our shots. Okay, is this guy down? Oh shit. Well, okay. Well, we brought the
It's
white.
called shock, you fucking idiots. It's called shock. Anything that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Okay, pause it real quick.
Jesus.
Man, it'd be crazy if we ever had the experience of dealing with a bunch of narcissists who had it out for us, who are always escalating and doing the dumbest stuff possible. I wish we had some experience with that.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I want to point out to this, folks. Like, look, because the narcissism, it doesn't end here.
I think I'm going to tie it right back to the wonderful quote you did with Jimmy Dore. The real problem, if you want to like put it in a way, is if you have a message that is filled with hate at its core, you can't build anything with hate. You can only destroy with hate. And so if you come at something self-entitled from a narcissistic point of view, if you do all the stuff that Kit's playing the video of, you can't by necessity create anything good, because you're selling it's like selling moldy bread. It's not bread anymore. It's moldy bread. It's an inherently different thing, and it can't go back to being just bread.
Exactly. And by the way, again, everyone who hasn't done so already, please hit the like button. It does boost up the algorithm and rhyme for all the videos. Please watch the videos and put in a comment too. It does boost up the algorithm. But hold on, I want to add this up here. Look, Dime Store M&M.
Here's something that Charlie had regularly argued, and hard disagree on this one, man. But quote, I think it's worth it to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. So, hey, some gun deaths every year are worth it for Second Amendment rights. It's like, well, I mean, now you're one of those people.
Ugh, all right.
And so this is the thing, like Kyle, man, he has fallen so far. Remember when? And I remember we did that thing, and I was like, look, Kyle does what the biggest man in the room says. And at first, that was TYT, and so he had TYT. And then it sort of became his daddy's TYT, which is Jank, and then Jimmy Dore. And now is the biggest man in the room is his wife or his mother.
Hey,
you know, I don't like where Kyle has gone. I don't like the narcissism that I've seen from him. But I think the worst thing I could say about Kyle is to get him to argue himself into a corner. You just have to show his footage of him in his bleached hair fighting against him before he got married, and it'll be two different people.
Oh, very true. Very true.
But again, it's, at the end of the day, what's the issue? People that love themselves more than anything else, that's its own form of hatred, in my view.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and that's the other thing I don't like. The people that are like, well, how can I twist Kirk's words to say that he does? It's like, it's not helpful.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's not helpful. It's not useful. You're not getting anything. You're owning someone who already died. Congrats. Look at that. You fighting someone that can't fight back. Like, oh, give that man like, what are you doing?
Exactly. And now I also want to pull up something else here, or just kind of end a note on this one here, folks. Look, we all are right now factoring in what happened, and there's a lot of other violence and madness. There's the war in Ukraine, the war in Gaza, there's war in the Middle East, there's corruption, abuse of power, there's madness and insanity all around. But I fear that what has happened and how all of this is being consumed online, I do fear that there will be a knee-jerk reaction calling for more censorship, more surveillance, more guidelines. And the thing is that, look, I mean, I do believe in all of us self-policing ourselves. And, you know, when you see people out there using their platform by saying this person needs to go, or this group needs to go, or there should be, you know, blood and guts in the streets or something like that, like, no. What we're trying to do here is have dialogue and debates. And that's why I'm really excited about going to Larry Sharp show tonight. You know, having dialogue and conversation with people. All right. It's not just because what I want. And I've been saying this to a lot of people, especially on the right and on the left these past 2 days. And that is, like, I personally see this getting out of hand. I do see retaliation. I do see anger, and I do see things never going back to normal. And, you know, for those who are also partaking on, let's say, people getting fired from their jobs. Okay. I mean, you gotta be careful what you post online, obviously. But you also have to remember that all your actions that you do, you know, there are going to be people who are not going to like what you post, what you say. Simple as that. But there is a sickness. And I think if we don't address mental health in this country, and if we also don't address and preserving our First Amendment rights, we're going to be open. We're going to be lighting a powder keg that we can't walk away from. Yeah, and I think that's how. Yeah, go ahead, Dan. I'm giving you the final word.
Yeah, I'm gonna just broaden this out really heavily for a moment and just say, look, at the end of the day, we're just animals at a time where things are. It's as if every species is now an invasive species because of the internet. It flattened out the entire world, also made it more vertical simultaneously. And so what we're dealing with now is every ideology and group that were isolated for thousands of years or somewhat connected for thousands of years are now all fighting simultaneously everywhere on every topic all the time. And everything's changing. The fact that I have a phone and I can call anyone on the planet for the most part is crazy. The fact that I can access any piece of news that happens anywhere in the world and all of us get it at the exact same time. It's not what our brains were designed to be a part of. And so everyone's going crazy because the world is crazy. People, I genuinely think, although we talk about like the people that like we consider have gone way too far, it's also fair on the flip side of that to say the world is insane right now, and to act normally in an insane world appears insane by the very nature of the subject. And so it's almost like people that act normal almost are like insane. That it's understandable that everyone is stressed. It's almost understandable that what happened to Charlie Kirk happened. It's not the right thing, but it's the fact that everything's crazy. Everyone's acting crazy because they're acting normally to an insane situation. Every ideology is fighting every other ideology at the same time. It's not what we were evolved to do. And what happens in situations like this? People on the fringes snap.
Yeah.
This is history in a nutshell. This is what always happens because people are always people. Everywhere you go, people are people are people.